My friends, what's going on everyone? My name is Kai, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by, really appreciate it. Okay guys, welcome to my new video series, Video Game Memories. In this series, I will be looking at my best and worst memories as a gamer growing up in the 90s. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Today, we are talking about Resident Evil 2. Absolute classic, and I have a great story and a great memory with this game. So, this game, so amazing. Recently I've been playing it in my live stream, and somebody in the chat told me that they had never played this game, and my mind was absolutely blown by it. Guys, I have a great story about this game. I've told you guys in the past that when I was young, I was not allowed to play teen-rated games. I wasn't allowed to play mature-rated games when I was a kid. You know, my parents were pretty strict on what I was allowed to play when I was a kid. The ESRB rating had just came out a couple years prior, so it was pretty important to my family. Either way, I had been seeing Resident Evil 2 ever since it was released. Back in the day, we had Blockbuster, right? So when I was good at school, my parents would bring me to Blockbuster on a Friday, and they would let me look at the big wall of video games, and I was allowed to pick one out, right? As long as it was rated everyone. But I really wanted to play Resident Evil 2. I didn't know too much about it. There was a little bit of it in Nintendo Power, but for me, like, it being exposed to me was just from Blockbuster. Seeing the box art at Blockbuster, it was so interesting to me. And for a good year, I would ask my dad, can we please rent this game? Can we please rent this game? Or maybe even, can you rent this game and I'll watch? Like, I don't even want to play it. Like, I just want to see what this game looks like. It looks so cool. And I was young, right? I was like 11 or 12 years old, and my dad was like, hell no, we're not getting this unbelievably violent, gory zombie game for you. And but I kept pestering him. And at this time in my life, I was playing hockey, right? I was playing hockey. I was a goalie, and I was playing hockey. And I had a hockey tournament coming up that weekend. And my dad told me, Kai, if you win the entire tournament, then I will rent you Resident Evil 2, right? And it was a big tournament. Like, I think there was like 24 teams. It was single elimination. It was a pretty big tournament, and we had to travel like 4 hours away for it. It was a big deal. But amazingly, in that tournament, I got 4 straight shutouts going all the way to the final, and then in the final of the tournament, we won 6-1. The only goal that I let in during the entire tournament, somebody was on the other side of the ice, and they were clearing it down the ice, like shot it from the other side, and it was trickling down all the way. It was aimed at me, and I got into position as a goalie. I got my stick down, I got everything like that, and it bounced right past me and it went in with like 3 minutes left. So I did unbelievable at that tournament. I actually won MVP in that tournament, and on the way home, I told my dad, well, Dad, now you have to rent me the video game, right? You have to rent me it. And he's like, oh, crap, I do have to rent you it now. So that was like the first time I ever played. The first time I played this game, I was super young, and I basically couldn't even get to the police station, you know? I would play the first little area of the inner city of the game. It's only the first 10 minutes of the game, but that was the only place in the game that I could get to. So I was so young, I didn't really know how to play it yet. But it was awesome. I really love this game. I've only ever played this game on the Nintendo 64. I've never played the PlayStation version, but I have to say that the Nintendo 64 version of this game is unbelievable. I think that it is in the entire world, in all of video gaming, I think that it's the greatest port ever done. To put that into perspective, when this game came out originally on the PlayStation 1, it came on 2 discs, and each disc, I think, now don't quote me on this, it either had 100 megabytes of storage or 400 megabytes of storage on each disc. And the team Angel Studios, who ported this to the Nintendo 64, was able to fit both discs on a 64 megabyte cartridge without sacrificing any gameplay. All of the same rooms are in the game. There's even extra rooms in this game. It's very cool. It's an amazing port. And there's some really cool things in the Nintendo 64 port as well. If you've never played the Nintendo 64 port, immediately play it, because number one, there's a randomizer mode in the game. Once you've beaten the game normally, you can play with all items randomized, so it'll keep key items where they're supposed to be, but it randomizes ammo drops, it randomizes health drops, everything like that. But not only does it randomize ammo drops, you might find, magnum ammo where handgun ammo was, but it also randomizes the amount of ammunition you get. So during my recent live stream of Resident Evil 2, we picked up a clip of, we picked up a magazine of magnum rounds, right? And there was 67 rounds in the one magazine. And we got it at the very beginning of the game, so it was a pretty easy run. It's awesome. I love the N64 version. Also, in the N64 version, you can change the blood color. You can change it, like normally it's red, but you can also change it to blue, and you can change it to green. And I've always had a lot of fun with that. Going all the way back to when my dad rented me the game when I was young, he made me put on blue blood. And then, because I don't know, I guess blue blood wasn't as violent as red blood, right? But he made me put on blue blood, and then ever since that it stuck with me. It really stuck with me. Because I like to imagine that the T-virus has kind of changed the color of the zombie's blood, and now it's blue or now it's green kind of thing, rather than just red. It just helps me with my imagination, Really good game. The only thing that I have to say about it is the cutscenes, like the FMV cutscenes, look like they're on a Sega CD. But other than that, it's a really good game. I would definitely recommend it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I think that I would probably put this game at probably number 4 of all time for me. I love this game. My favorite enemy in this game, Mr. X, of course. You gotta have Mr. X. He is such a cool character. And back in the day, they released toys for Resident Evil 2, and they had just regular sized action figures for like Leon and Claire and the zombies and stuff. But then they released these like 3 times size where you could get a Mr. X action figure, and it was like a foot tall, and it was so cool. Another thing I want to say about this game is, if you like reading, this game has an amazing book adaptation. It's called The City of the Dead, and it's by an author named S.D. Perry. She's done a lot of novelizations of media franchises, so she does good stuff. I'm pretty sure it's a girl. Either way, if you like reading, check out The City of the Dead. It's a great adaptation of this game in a book form. Other than that, guys, tell me about your memories with this game. What was your favorite memory about this game? What was something that sticks out in your head for this game? Tell me about it. I would love to hear it. For me, the biggest thing that sticks out is Mr. X. For me, even though Mr. X only appears in the second scenario, it's just such an iconic character, and I love it. Guys, let me know what you think. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Video Game Memories. It's time for me to plug merch and memberships. So, my friends, guys, I'm doing something amazing right now. Right now, I'm saving up so I can bike across Japan. I'm going to be biking across the entire country starting next April, and any money from donations or from merch sale or anything like that, anything that I make from my online work, it's going into a savings account, and I'm going to buy a bike with that. I'm going to bike across Japan, and then I'm going to sell the bike and donate the money to charity. I hope that it goes well. If that's something that you're interested in, subscribe to the channel, follow the channel. But if you want to support the channel, consider buying some merch. I would really, really appreciate it. Again, everything goes into this charity, and I really appreciate it. Other than that, guys, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for watching そばリビング